Yes, it's the coolest part of the week, our STEM Ambassadors segment. And we have a huge group for you today because we are not just talking about one science, we are talking about Science Olympiad. That's right, the Olympics of science, and specifically for the elementary grades because the high schoolers and middle schoolers are off to states this weekend. And I have Betsy Hartshoe and Carrie Green joining me from Medina County's Science Olympiad group. And we have some really cool experiments and kind of demonstrations to show everybody. Why is Science Olympiad such an important thing? Carrie?
I would like to just say that Science Olympiad was the reason that I got into engineering. As a young child, I was in an elementary program just like this one. It started me off on a career path that eventually took me to work at the Glenn Research Center here in Cleveland. And I'm just so honored and so blessed to be part of the same inspirational program that got me to this point today.
And do you see in these girls and boys the same things that you were loving on when you were their age?
Exactly, the same spark of inspiration is alive and well, and it's just wonderful to see that continue.
And STEM education is such a big deal, getting in early and continuing on, and that's where places like the Akron Children's Museum come in, and there's STEM stuff going on down there. Betsy, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah, that's one of the pillars and focuses of the Akron Children's Museum is exhibits that are based on STEM, and kids there can do all sorts of things like build their own derby car out of Legos and race it against their parents and friends down our Derby Hill, which I do all the time with my kids.
Right.
And then we have a maker space where kids are making all different sorts of machines and robots, and my son just made boat oars out of some tin foil.
That's cool.
Different cardboard he found. So
and it's great because parents, you can leave the mess there.
Yeah.
Hands on, goodbye. Yes. That's the best. Hands on, hands off, right?
That's right.
Well, let's get into the stars of the show, the kids, because they brought in some really amazing thing. Where is my trebuchet, people? Where are you? Come on up here. Come and tell me about your trebuchet, this fantastic thing you have going on here.
My event is Storm the Castle. This is my trebuchet. It's a catapult that during the competition, we'll get a weight and we'll have to calculate how far the ball will launch.
So it's kind of like a fancy word for a catapult, right? Yes. Yeah? Okay, and what's your name?
Marley.
Marley, and where do you go to school?
Sharon Elementary.
Sharon Elementary. And where do you go to school, and what's your name?
My name is Audrey, and I go to Sharon Elementary.
And what grade are you in?
3rd.
And did you really build this?
Yeah, me and my friend and my friend's dad.
What is the coolest part about having your very own trebuchet?
I like launching it in my house.
In the house?
Yeah.
Whoa. We were supposed to do that at Children's Museum so we can leave the mess there, right?
That's where she built it.
Just kidding. And look at this, we have a full-on robot here. Name and school?
Leah Green, Granger Elementary.
And what is your project?
Robots.
Obviously. How did you build this?
So we just got the metal parts and we put together the motors and connected the wires, and I made this out of rubber, and we put those here so it would pick up the batteries.
So it's got to pick something up. So that robot has a function. And this is just the coolest thing ever. This is the biggest bottle rocket I think I've ever seen. It's actually taller than me, which is saying something. What's your name, and why do you have a giant bottle rocket?
My name is Julia Starkey, and I go to Granger Elementary, and I have a huge bottle rocket because my thing is bottle rockets.
That's cool. Yeah, so we're studying trajectory, propelling these things higher and higher and higher, right? And look at all these awesome things over here. What's your name real quick?
Ruby.
Oh, what's your name?
Farah.
Farah.
Maya.
Maya? Is this another trebuchet? Yeah. Which school are you guys from?
Canada.
Cool. And what's your name?
Eliza.
Eliza. There's just so many amazing projects. It's the Medina Science Olympiad. They have all kinds of stuff going on through the weekend. That is this week's STEM Ambassadors. Whew, we got through it, didn't we?